Man, y'all see what it is. Y'all know what it is, man. We back in here. We back in here, man. We back at it again. I told y'all this year I'm going to be coming live a little bit more than normal. But I'm going to be coming live with all the hot topics, man, and all the info. But as always, welcome to the locker room, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it ain't. It's your boy, Samson the Bad Guy, and we are in the building. Listen, a lot of changes being made already, bro. A lot of changes being made already. A lot of moves being made. We're going to get into the moves real quick. Y'all seen me post about some of them this morning. You already know we can go ahead and start off with this one right out the gate. Might as well start out with this one out the gate. Y'all seen me post about it this morning. EP Cavalry has stepped the game up. EP Cavalry. Y'all know who they are, man, out of West Virginia. They are looking for coaches. They are adding more teams because they have a new, I'm going to say it again, man. They have a new president. My man DK, man, y'all see me post it. Go check out the clip. Go check out the video. More information on that. You can see what it is. Calvary's a program out of the West Virginia area that we have talked about multiple times. We're going to get into some high school stuff on this one as well, but we're going to start off with the youth moves. I don't know if everybody's seen them. Some of them have been posted on stories. Some of them have been posted on their timeline. But you see what it is. It has been confirmed. Coach DK talked to me about this last week. And you see what it is, man. I like to let them drop it first so I can make sure my info is correct, man. Make sure my info is correct, as always. But you see it was correct. 2026 is loading out in West Virginia, EP Cavalry, that area, that backside Maryland area, all those kids out in that way, man. Listen, you see what it is. Coaches, you see what it is. They need coaches. They want teams. If you got full teams, they're cool with that. They're taking full teams, but you got to be on your A game, man. So you see that's one of the moves that's going on. We got another move that's going on. Somebody said, bitch, I'm back. Bitch, I'm back. You know what that TCB is. You see it's 11U. You see it says reloaded. You see it says Gators. It's the 757. My man, 5'5". You heard it, man. 5'5", short dog. You feel me? Is back. He told y'all he'd be back. And right now, he's ready to stand on people's furniture. Rick James, bitch, I'm back type mindset as he slides over there to the Gators, man. They're in the 757. Ain't but one Gators out in the 757. Y'all know what Gators that is. You know what Gators that is. Yeah, it ain't but one. 11U. My man 5'5" is taking his team over to the Gators, TCB Gators. 5'5" said it's time to get his shit back, and he got it back. So we're going to see how they move. We're going to see how they rock, and what do you know? He's going to be talking this shit. But that's another move that's being made in the youth area. Out in the 757. You heard me, out in the 757. So we got moves going on in West Virginia. Cavalry, EP Cavalry, new president. We got moves going on in the 757 with the Gators. You see what it is. You know what it is. It's a lot of youth moves being going on. We got another youth move that's going on that took place. Is what it is. DMV Prime snatched one from the Heat, I believe. Snatched one from the Heat. My boy Eric, I seen his post. Made it very clear. Sometimes it's time for new things. Him and my man, Mr. Purge himself. Yeah, Mr. Purge himself, man. It's not a game. Mr. Purge himself. Jeter. Yeah, Jeter. My man Eric. Much love to both of them. They have connected and they've hooked up and they are taking the code to DMV Prime. On the code. Yeah, the same code from the Heat. Yeah, that code. Eric, yeah. Ice cream truck Candyman, yeah. That way. Yeah, they done rolled over to the Prime. My man Brandon Cooper, a.k.a. Coop. You know what it is, DMV Prime, baby. They slid over on the code. So that's another move out in the city. I talked to y'all the other day or last week about all the things that was popping off and going on in the city with the DMVU. Well, here you have it, man. The code has left the Maryland Heat for whatever reason. The code is now with the DMV Prime. You heard it, my man Eric, which I'm sure he'll speak and answer anybody questions. He ain't never been one to duck no conversation, no wreck. And we already know how Mr. Purge going himself. We already know G don't give a damn. He'll answer all y'all questions. Or he'll tell you, shut the hell up, mind your business. But either way, you see what it is, man. I'm just bringing you the news like I said I would do. Prime on the code. Prime got the code. They took the code from the Heat or whatever the case may be. We know what it is, man. Right now, Eric, my man Jeter, linking up over there with my man Coop. And you see what it is, man. The code. On the code. has left the Maryland Heat and went to DMV Prime. Again, it's a lot of moving going on in the youth world, and I'm sure that's not the last of it. I'm sure that's not the last of it. I'm almost positive that that's not the last of the changes that's being made on the youth level. We're going to see a lot of things moving around. We're going to see a lot of things flipping upside down. People doing what's best for them, and we really can't be mad at it. We really can't be mad at it. Listen, before I get any further, though, you know I got to get into my promo stuff. You know I got to get in to talk about what's going on before we get any further. Okay, we got Big Spank Dog, whatever come on the Eastern View ex-coach. What? Whatever came of Eastern View's ex-coach. Eastern View's ex-coach went over to Brentsville. Eastern View's ex-coach is over at Brentsville. Culpeper beating Eastern View next year too. Hey, them boys. Okay, I feel you. Did good with letting JV play for the championship now. I got you. What up, little bro in the building? What's happening with you, folk? Happy New Year's, Julius. What up with your fam? What's happening with y'all, man? What's up with y'all? Share it live. And again, like I said, before we get into the high school stuff, I got to do my promo stuff. Y'all know the vibes and the energy. As you've seen earlier, don't forget they're looking for coaches for the All-Star event, the All-American event. The All-American event is a showcase. This ain't one of them pay-to-play All-Star type things. This is actually a showcase to showcase your talent. So if you feel like your kid is an All-American and you want to get him in the groove and you want to get him in there, then you know what to do, man. If you're a coach that wants to coach, you see what it is, hit the link, man. Again, it's going down, so make sure y'all ready. Make sure y'all locked in to get it popping, man. It's the All-American weekend with EFPN, man, with EFPN. Now, let's talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's get into it. High school. Listen, there's a lot of moving going around on the high school level, man. It's a lot of moving going around on the high school level. People can feel how they want to feel. We've seen all the recruiting last week. We've seen all of the people, the players, leaving certain areas from the 7-5 to Northern Virginia to the 5-4, and we know where they're running. Again, y'all know me, man. I coach at LSA. It's not even a question, but when I step into this room right here with that logo, my bad, that logo up there is unbiased. I speak on all things football. Those who I coach would understand and know it, and those who I don't know it as well. Never going to be biased unless it comes to my nephew. You know, that's different. But anyhow, let's talk about it, man. Everybody was bitching and complaining about the St. James. Everybody was in an uproar. Everybody was in their feelings. Everybody was upset. Everybody was mad because so many kids was transferring from Phoebus, 757 area, right? Kids were transferring from Northern Virginia. Kids are transferring from Central Virginia. Kids are transferring from the city. Kids are transferring from everywhere to go to St. James. And everybody's like, where are they going to put all these kids at? Well, maybe if some of y'all would just shut the hell up and read a little bit and pay attention, you can see what I posted. You see it. I know you see it. They're doing 2 national teams and a middle school team. They got plenty of place for kids to play on a national level. Now I talked to D.O. A lot of people saying, oh, it's going to be a regional team. It's going to be We don't know what it's going to be because ain't nobody on that staff. All we know is what they post. If they lie, we'll call them out for their lies. But until then, it looks like they're going to have 2 national teams. So that's where all those kids are transferring to. Now, I bring this up to make another statement. I bring this up for a reason. And I bring this up for a reason. And my reason being is people are bitching and complaining about the kids transferring and the kids doing what's best for them, right? Again, this is talk of the town, and this is something that was talked about heavily. All of the kids transferring from other areas into the St. James. It was talked about. There was a lot of uproar. I'm in multiple different groups that was speaking about it, and people really was in their feelings. Some are going to say they wasn't. I call bullshit, and please, if I see you say you wasn't, and I know you was, you'll be on this screen next. The vault is heavy. The vault is very heavy. But anyhow, like I said, man, listen, a lot of people was complaining, but then I look online and I see this right here. I look online and I see this right here. My shit didn't freeze up, I know. Please tell me I didn't freeze up because it looked like I froze up. All right. I just want to make sure I ain't freezing up. Did I freeze up? It didn't cut my shit off, did it, y'all? Did it clip my live? Tell me it didn't clip my live. Hold on, folks. I'm sorry. My bad. I need y'all to let me know if it clipped me or not, because I can't really tell. Did it clip my live? It didn't end my live, did it? Did it end my fucking live? People still in the comments? I gotta make sure it didn't end my live, folks. I hope it didn't end my live. I hope we still lit, man. I hope we still going. For some reason on Facebook, it looks like it ended my live, but it's saying I'm still live. So I don't know. Talk to me. Somebody let me know in the comments, am I still live on Facebook? I know I'm still live on YouTube. I just checked. I just need somebody to let me know. Am I still live or no? I need comments. I need comments. I need comments, because it looks like I'm not live. Anywho, I'm going to keep going. Oh, well, it is what it is, man. Since ain't nobody saying that. All right, it looks like I'm still live at the moment. Looks like I'm still live. All right. Anyhow, back to what I was saying, man. In case y'all can't read it, y'all see what it is. Phoebus. Coach Blunt, 4-time state champ. Legendary in the 757. Not only as a coach, but as a player, right? Legendary. Coach Blunt made it very clear to me on a post when I asked. He's leaving Phoebus, 4-time state champ. Says it clear as day for better coaching opportunities. So I automatically thought, hey, I see some kids from there going to the St. James. I know St. James is doing 2 national teams. Maybe he's going to the St. James. But no, coach said, no. I'm not going to be the assistant for nobody. Well deserved. Understandable. I'm not going to be the assistant for nobody, he said. So is he going to college level? Or is he going to be a head coach somewhere else? Who knows? Is he going to a private school to be a head coach? Who knows? But all it says is he's going for better coaching opportunities or other coaching opportunities. You can read for yourself how he said it, but he definitely let it be known that he's going nowhere to be nobody's assistant. Wherever he lands next, he will be a head coach again. And we know what he can do. But what I'm trying to figure out is, are some of y'all going to keep the same energy y'all kept with these kids? Are some of y'all going to badmouth Coach Blunt? I doubt it very seriously, because a man of his caliber can go where he want to go, obviously. But I want to see if some of y'all same grown-ass men that was talking reckless about the kids are going to have that same reckless energy about a coach that's leaving for better opportunities. I want to see if y'all keep the same energy. And I get it. If I'm a coach that's coached on the caliber that he's coached on, and I've done what he's done, there's got to be better opportunities, especially with VHSL trying to restrict and dictate and control how a coach of his caliber moves. And I tried to tell y'all a long time ago, there's not too many coaches in VHSL who's been doing this for a long time that is going to be happy with VHSL now trying to dictate exactly how they move when their system's been working for a long time. Why would I stay here where I can be controlled and somebody can dictate what I can do when I can move on to a better opportunity, do what I do, build a program in the best way that I know how to build a program? Now, I'm not speaking for Coach Blunt this way. I'm not speaking for Coach Blunt. No, I'm speaking for myself. If I was Coach Blunt or in Coach Blunt's position where I have won 4 state titles, and now all these rules and all this extra shit's being applied and all this extra shit's going on, and you got some of your better kids or some of your talent, why would I stay here? It would make no sense for me to stay here. And some of y'all aren't understanding that. Some of y'all aren't grasping that. But it is what it is. A lot of changes going on, and as you can see, he's leaving. Also, another LSA, Loudon Sports Academy. Y'all know the vibes, y'all know the energy. Where I coach at, LSA has added the middle school program. LSA has added the middle school program, and they will be adding on. They have also added a national team this year. So they too will be looking for national players. But we recruit on a different end and a different spectrum than what some of the other schools recruit from. But LSA also is adding a national team this year. Last year, it was just a regional team and a JV team. This year, LSA is seeing so much growth from the backside, seeing so much growth in other areas, that LSA will be adding not only a national team this year, but LSA will be adding a middle school team this year. They will be adding a middle school football team this year, and that middle school will be starting workouts and practices and doing 7-on-7 and things of that nature in the spring. In the spring, Coach Stephen Gabriel. He's coached with the Patriots out of Dulles. He's coached with the Hammers. He's been a Loudon coach for years. He's coached high school. He's just previously been with 703 United and helping Joe Blunt with that program. Very well in the area, very well known in the area. He has direct ties to the youth program, so he can help transition players. He can help transition parents. He can help transition kids from the travel world or youth world into the private school world through the middle school program, where Coach Stephen will be the head coach. Also involved with that team, you got Coach Mike, you got Coach Sean out of Loudon area. Some of y'all might know him. They also coached in the youth level for a while. You got Coach Chris Bray with that program, helping with that team as well. He's helping put that team together. Coach Bray has coached at Stonebridge with the 2-time state championship Stonebridge as a running back coach. So it's a lot of knowledge going on that middle school team. You know, I'll be having my hands on everything that I'm a part of. I'm not a middle school coach, but, you know, as the director of recruiting, I got my hands on everything. So listen, man. So again, if you're in that Loudon, Culpeper, Fauquier, you know, Manassas, West Virginia, Cumberland, Maryland, if you out in that area, man, you got a middle school kid that wants to play middle school football and you're ready to go to the private school level because you don't want to deal with the, you know, the restrictions that VHSL is now putting on middle school, and they now taking over middle school. If you don't want to deal with them consequences, you don't want to deal with that headache. If you're a parent of a middle school student that don't want to deal with VHSL telling you where your kid can and can't play or where he has to play at in order to go to a certain high school, we will be having middle school ball this year in LSA. So by all means, be sure to pull up, reach out to Coach, reach out to me. I can direct you in the right direction. You already know the vibes and the energy, man. So it's a lot going on all levels of high school. It's a lot going on all levels of high school. But my main topic to speak about today, after I done dropped all that little bit of news, if I missed any news, I'll get to it later. But as of right now, that's the hot topics I got. But the hottest topic I got right now is the portal. The portal. And you see the title, Triple M's on all levels. Triple M's. More moves made on all levels. There's been more moves made on all levels, and there's going to continue to be more moves made on all levels. We've seen where the youngin, the Courtney Youngin from Freedom is now in the portal. My cousin Coles is now in the portal. We see a lot of kids in the portal looking for better opportunities. That's on the college level. On the college level, we see a lot of kids that we know from the local area getting in the portal. We see a lot of coaches, and Quill, this goes, shout out to my man Quill. This goes to Quill's post, and this is something that I've talked to people for many times. If I missed your comment, by my, we good, perfect. Juwan Severs, listen, and we're about to get into that right now, man. We're about to get into that right now. For those that don't understand, those that can't comprehend. And I know a lot of y'all, we talked about this before. I know a lot of y'all feel a certain way about Quill, and I get it. He say things that a lot of people don't like. Hell, the motherfucker, me and him, he done got on my nerves sometimes. I done got on his nerves sometimes. It's a mutual getting on the nerves agreement. But because we're strong-minded, we're alpha males. I get it. But he made a post that a lot of people aren't going to agree with. But those who aren't going to agree with it are those who are lost in the times. You lost in the times. Okay? Yes, Rambo, 6th and 7th grade is including that middle school team. It is age appropriate. They will move accordingly. So make sure you hit up. Make sure you hit Steven up, man. But anyway, if you still don't believe or you still don't agree that reclassing, this is what we're talking about now. We're not talking about the portal no more. We're talking about reclassing. Let me see if I can't find Quill's post and pull it up. Let me see if I can't find Quill. See if it'll let me pull up Quill's post. It might not let me pull it up. But let me see what I can do. Hold on. Let me see how I can figure it out. Let me see if I can't pull it up. Let me see if I can't pull up Quill's post and get the exact words, man. Let me pull up Quill's post so I don't put words in his mouth. Pause. Because his post wasn't necessarily about the portal. His post wasn't about transfers and stuff like that. We definitely got Bray. You seen that? It's not letting me pull it up. But Quill's post Hold on, let me try something. Let me find some other way. Hold on, I think I got it. Hold on. Bear with me. I got it. I think I got it. Quill's post was very clear and precise in what he wanted to say. Hold on. I had to go to my other source. But Quill's post was very clear. It was not about it was not about transfers per se. It was more about the portal itself. The reclass. Always, bro. It was about reclass. Now, granted, I get it. We've seen it 1,000 times. A lot of y'all don't like the whole reclass thing. I get it. We've seen it 1,000 times. Brandon, did you check my DMs? I'm waiting for you to put the stamp on it, and then I'm going to drop it. Did you check my DMs? But reclass. Quill's post was about the reclass, and a lot of y'all don't like it. It says clear as day. It says the portal. If you have any D1 aspirations, reclassing in the 8th grade and possibly the 12th grade might be a good idea. A kid coming from JUCO, I talked about this the other day, and a lot of y'all don't want to believe it, right? I've said this before, and there's a lot of parents whose kids are seniors that's looking for help. There's a lot of parents whose kids are in college and they wish they had went a different route because they didn't want to listen. And again, I'm not saying I know everything, but when it comes to the football shit in the DMV and the high school shit and the recruiting shit, I'm not new to this, y'all. I keep telling y'all that, and y'all don't want to listen. Yeah, I'm new to coaching at the high school level. I've been behind the scenes. Since a lot of your favorite coaches was assistant coaches, I've been behind the scene. But y'all ain't got to listen to me. And miss me with that. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it, because I'm going to say it how the hell I want, whether you like it or dislike it. I'm just going to keep it a band with you. Your feelings is your feelings, not mine. So I'm going to say it how I please to say it. You don't have to listen. You don't. I'm not going to say it just to appease you. If I give you information, I'm going to say it the way I say it. You don't like it, I ain't got to give you the information, or you ain't got to take the information. But the facts is the facts. I've been telling y'all this. JUCO has new rules, bro. JUCO has new rules. You can go to JUCO for 2 years and still get your 4 years of NCAA eligibility. And Quill's post is 100% correct. I don't care how many of y'all hate him and want to disagree with him because you don't like him. The post itself is 100% correct. Coach K, Rick Pitino, so many coaches have made it very clear that they're not recruiting too many kids. Unless you are a big dog stepper, not too many kids are getting recruited into the D1 world fresh out of high school. Now, we see the bullshit offers. And I'm not going to knock y'all. Post your offers. Some of y'all not going to keep it real. Some of y'all not going to say it's a non-committable offer of interest. Of course you're not, because it's not going to make your kid look good. Some of y'all are throwing them offers out there fishing for an offer because you really ain't got no real offers. But it's cool. I'm going to let you do your thing. Some of y'all going to get in your feelings and feel like I'm talking to you. If you're doing it, I'm talking to you. So yeah, if you want to play those games, cool, play those games. But the real is the real. The truth is the truth. You get what I'm saying? The real is the real. The truth is the truth. Liberty's quarterback did not reclass. You can't reclass in the public school system. As far as I know, he did not reclass. No. But again, you can't want your cake and eat it too. It don't work like that. You can't want to stay in your public school and get private school benefits. It don't work like that. Let's talk about bringing out of state transfers, taking spots of local kids. That's the purpose of the net. That's what you got to be ready. I talked about this last week. If you step into that private school world, like a Diggy, like I told y'all last week, I didn't like people talking about the other kids that was transferring and doing what's best for them. But at the same time, I understood where Diggy Carter was coming from. State champ Diggy Carter. Respect his name. And I'm not just talking about Little League. My man that won Little League state champs, and he just got him a state champ at Lake Taylor. So salute to Diggy. But like Diggy was saying, make sure you got your shit straight Bet B, and I'm going to post it. Make sure you got your shit straight when you step over into the private school world because it's different. That's a revolving door, especially if you step over into a private school who has a national team, like a St. Francis, like a St. James, like a LSA. When you're stepping into programs, whether their national team is top shelf or mid-range, whatever it is, when you're stepping into a program that is a private school program that does not have VHSL restrictions, you have to understand that every single day, just like college football, somebody's coming in there to take your job. Somebody's coming in there to take your job. That's one of the cons. You know, they say you got pros and cons to everything. Well, one of the cons is when you step into that private school world, there's always somebody coming in to take your job for multiple reasons. Coaches make more, so more is expected. So the expectations of winning, so the expectations of winning are higher. You got to understand when these private schools is giving these coaches budgets of $100,000 for football, when they're giving their coaches, when they're giving these head coaches stipends. So listen, and that's a good question, Darnell, and I'm glad you're asking these questions because I love questions like this. And you know you're my guy. We family. I ain't even going to say you my guy. You already know what it is. You've supported me from day one. I rocked you from day one. You and my wife was already brother and sister. You already know what it is, D. But I'm going to answer that question. And that's a good question. But Darnell, how old are you? How old are you, Darnell? Because if you're my age, Darnell, which I think you are, close to it in that bracket, if you're my age, we didn't have the portal. You didn't have to reclass. We didn't have the portal, bro. See, and during our time, you didn't have to worry about a 7-year senior. Did y'all watch the game the other night when they said, not the quarterback, but the other player, the Miami game, said he's been in school for 7 years? What degree is he getting that's taking him 7 years? Not only that, when did college start getting 7 years of eligibility? I'm confused. So when that's dinosaurs, and when I say dinosaur, if you even got a little bit of gray in your beard, because this is normally the last thing to turn gray, you're a dinosaur. So us dinosaurs keep saying the same stupid ass statement. Well, guess what? When we was in school, here the lettuce went for 35 cents. Gas was 95 cents a gallon. When's the last time you seen gas under $1? Well, when we went to school, you didn't transfer. Well, when we went to school, you didn't have as many private schools around here. And private school was only for the rich white kids. I'm just being real. Not racist by no means. Both my daughters are half white. I'm just keeping it a band. When we went to school, a black kid going to private school was almost unthinkable. So can we stop saying when we went to school? Because when we went to school, there wasn't security in the school. When we went to school, there wasn't metal detectors. When we went to school, so can we stop talking about when we went to school? When we went to school, they hired real football coaches. So can we stop with the when we went to school? Because shit ain't the same. And that's what Quill is trying to explain to a lot of y'all. That shit ain't the same. It ain't the same no more. We can't talk. You got to think. I want a lot of you guys that say when we went to school to think about what you're saying. I graduated in 97. It's 2026. It's 2026. So can we stop talking about when we went to school? When we went to school, we had pagers, not cell phones. When we went to school, we had floppy disks, not Wi-Fi. When we went to school, the Apple was a monitor. Now it's a MacBook. So why do old heads keep saying it? We didn't have to reclass when we went to school. In fact, we didn't reclass because most of our retarded asses got held back anyway. Most of us failed. So we reclass not by choice, by force. So again, can we stop talking about, and that's what's wrong with society now. A lot of you dinosaurs, and dinosaurs are needed. You've heard me say that 1,000 times. But can we stop feeding this fucking bullshit narrative to the new parents? Because that's why they be so confused. That's why they be so confused. You got to understand the times have changed, y'all. I just named multiple examples outside of sports that have changed in the world from when my crew went to school as to now. Again, when we went to school, we had pagers, if you was lucky enough to have one on the low. We didn't have cell phones. We had big-ass computer monitors, big-ass monitors, not flat screens, not MacBooks. I don't even think we had laptops. We ain't had Wi-Fi. We had floppy disk, literally floppy disk, CD burners. So why are we still talking about when we played ball, when we went to school? We also didn't have the transfer portal. We also didn't have guys leaving fucking junior college at 19, 20 years old. Right, and I'm 47. So we in the same bracket, bro. We're in the same bracket. I know you had a pager. You give me pager vibes. Hell, I had a pager. But we ain't had no cell phones. We ain't had no internet. We ain't had no YouTube. We ain't had no X. We ain't had no Facebook. So again, man, a lot of y'all want to change with the times, but yet y'all still want things the way they used to be, and they're not. And that is why the reclass is so important. And parents, please understand, sometimes it's not just about reclassing for the athletics. For example, my wife wouldn't allow son to reclass just for athletics. But when Miss Shanae, who is our academics director, sat down and had to talk with her about the academic side of him reclassing. So let me throw this out there for some of you parents, because some of y'all don't even know, and some of your coaches ain't telling you. But I'm involved in the recruiting process for the kids coming into our school. So therefore, I know these things. So let me break this down for you. Let me turn this heater down. Got hot in this motherfucker. So let me break this down for some of y'all real quick, real fast, and in a hurry. Did you ever think about the recruiting, the reclass for academic purposes? It's not always about athletics. And I've had this conversation with many parents. And after having this conversation with the parents, a lot of the moms changed their mind about reclassing, and I'm going to tell you why. A lot of y'all tend to say reclass is just, right, Derek? A lot of y'all tend to say reclass is just for football. Oh, he reclassing just so he can get bigger and stronger and faster. Yeah, that helps. But I wonder how many of you parents know about reclassing and helping academically. And what I mean by academically, for example, some private schools don't reclass your academics. They reclass your athletics. What that means is they reclass your graduation year, right? But you can still take your AP classes, whatever those classes are, your upper classes. For example, Sun was a reclass freshman this year, but he still took 10th grade level work. So now what that means for Sun is if he stays on course and he does what he's supposed to do, and he keeps that GPA at the 4.0 like he's at right now. If he does that again for the next 2 to 3 years, by the time for the next 2 years, if he does that same thing this coming school year after this one is over, so his sophomore year, junior year, if he does the same thing his sophomore and his junior year, when his senior year comes, Sun will then only have to take one high school class. Strength and conditioning. I was 97, so B, you know what I'm talking about. Strength and conditioning will be the only high school class that Sun will have to take, which means he can then take college courses. Ooh, see, a lot of y'all don't think about that part. Yeah, Sun his senior year, we had players on the team right now that are taking college courses and will graduate. You know how you go to some of these graduations and you see the non-athletes coming across the stage, and you see them you see the non-athletes coming across the stage, and they already got their associate's degree, or they already got a degree in this, or they already got college credits. You know how you always see that, but they're never athletes? That's because a lot of you parents you'll reclass for athletes. That's why you're just thinking about the reclassing of sports. No. It benefits academically, because now my son, my stepson, my dog, King Ka, his senior year, he is set to graduate with college credits. Anywhere from 6 to 12. Meaning Sun has the possibility Son has the possibility to graduate with an associate's degree. Now, this is where it really benefits him, because he can now go into college as a sophomore if he wanted to, right? Depending on what school he went to. He could possibly, and I'm going to say possibly, things happen. He could possibly go into college as a sophomore, but he'll still have 4 years of football eligibility, which means now his senior year, he can start working on his master's. His senior year in college, he can start working on his master's, and because hopefully he'll be under a scholarship or some type of, something like that. Hopefully he'll be on a scholarship, which means that 4th year that he's still under scholarship, he can try to get his master's and leave college with his master's paid for. So me and mom don't got to come out of pocket. But see, the problem is a lot of y'all listen to your public school head coaches who don't want you to leave. You listen to your public school coaches who's lying to you, who's not telling you the truth, who's not giving you all the positive sides of it because he needs you to stay with him. He's not giving you parents the truth. Well, guess what? Mr. Truth Teller is here to tell you the truth. That reclass isn't always about athletics. If you parents do your homework and you come up with a plan like we have in my household, that reclass can benefit you way more academically. Because I can't think of no parents that wouldn't want to see their kids come out of college with their master's degree that they didn't have to pay for him to go back and get. I can think of a lot of people that went to school with me that went back and got a degree that they had to pay for out of pocket. So why would I not reclass son, right? To where he can graduate with college credits from high school, out of high school, go into college as maybe a sophomore, and then his senior year in college, try to get his master's to where me and the wife ain't got to pay for it. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that make sense? Right. I know it's a good point. Right. Quill, you already know I knew what you was talking about, Quill. But what happens is a lot of y'all out there will put your emotions. A lot of y'all will put your emotions in front of your eyes. See, a lot of y'all are putting on blinders when you see certain people's names attached to certain posts and you really don't want to hear it. That's just like there's people that's hearing what I'm saying right now, and on one side of their brain, it makes all the sense in the world, but on the other side of their brain, they see it coming from me and they don't like me, so they don't want to hear it. But that's cool, because you'll be the same parents that's blaming your coach for your kid not getting an offer or getting into college or not getting this or not getting that, when the reality is it's your fault because you wanted to be stubborn and you didn't want to listen. Because back in your day, you didn't have to reclass. And back in your day, they find you wherever you're at. Shut the fuck up. And I'm saying it just like that. I don't care who don't like it. You already know my disclaimer. You don't like how I talk, don't like what I say, don't follow, don't be here. It is what it is. But shut up, because you're speaking with no type of education on the situation. And you're making yourself as parents look crazy. You're making yourself look crazy. Now, don't get it twisted. Does that extra reclass year help him physically? That's common sense. That's common sense. But your reclass shouldn't be for athletics. It should be for academics. And then you benefit athletically, but you're doing it for academics. So can y'all stop with the don't reclass shit? Because again, like Quill's post said, and I want to ask all you head coaches out here, bro. I'm going to ask all you head coaches out here that's claiming to be such great head coaches. If you're a college head coach and you have the chance to recruit a left tackle who's been played 2 years in JUCO, he's a fully grown man, body fully developed. He's been played in the college speed. He has knowledge of how the college game is played. Would you recruit a kid coming out of JUCO? Or an 18, 17-year-old kid whose body hasn't fully developed, that you have to put the weight on, you have to invest in when he gets to your campus? Who are you going to recruit first? Thank you, JJ. I love it when parents speak on it. I love it when parents speak on it, since y'all don't want to listen to me. JJ Jarrell in my DJ voice. You see it. But a lot of y'all continue to think it's all about reclassing for fucking sports, bro. Y'all need to do your homework. If you think your kid is good enough to be found where he's at, yeah, he's going to be found by a private school coach that's going to come get him. Because guess what? They're not coming to these small towns to recruit kids, bro. They're not. And if y'all use names of kids that was known before they got to these small towns, it makes no sense. They're not. The mindset of they'll find you is outdated. It's like still using that floppy disk to store your info on. The mindset that reclass is just so you can be bigger and do. Stop. It's a facade. The best reason for the reclass is because academically it sets your child up for success. We always preach and we always talk about how very few make it to the league. We always say that. So if you parents know that very few kids make it to the league, then wouldn't it make sense for you to allow your kid to use football as much as he can to set him up for success outside of football in his future? Because like I tell son, like I tell my nephews, like I tell any kids that I recruit or give a tour to, when you leave college, whether you're sitting at a desk making $100,000 a year or you're a part of the league making $300,000 a year, football still got you to the point where you could live comfortable doing what you love, making a lot of money. Shut up, Derek. Seriously. Because whether son makes it to the league or not, we've already established what his dreams of doing are. And that's a barber, culinary school, or a content creator, or all three. So with that being said, it would make sense for us to go ahead and get him a master's. And whether it be in the IT world, culinary school, a barber school, wouldn't it make sense for us to get him started on that? The content creating, he's already got a platform. Wouldn't it make sense for us to set him up academically for success? Football, he's going to be a big boy. We know he's going to be a big boy. He plays good. We know he grinds. He works. But again, his reclass was to set him up academically to be successful if football doesn't work out. And I don't think a lot of y'all are thinking that way when you should be. The reclass does not hurt you. It only helps you because you can always go back up. So the mindset, Darnell, of when did we start playing down? How are you playing down when you're in high school and all age groups play together? How are you playing down when you reclass when you're still on the same teams? You're still playing the same kids. How's that playing down? I just want to know. See, a lot of times we say things because of what we're used to seeing, what we're used to hearing. But I want to ask y'all, if you're in high school and you reclass, how are you playing down? You're still playing high school football. You're still playing against the kids your age and kids younger than you. So again, there's a lot of scenarios and a lot of narratives that get painted and get pushed. And I'm here this year in 2026 to break all that shit. Reclassing don't hurt you. It only helps you. It helps you academically. It helps you physically. It helps you mentally. It helps you as far as planning your future and making sure you have your plans in order. Because let's keep it real. There's a lot of sophomore and juniors right now whose parents have no idea what's going on. They have no idea where the recruiting starts. They have no idea where to start the recruiting. They have no idea about none of that. So what does them reclassing their child an extra year so they can get that type of information, what does that hurt? When their kid can go back and be a sophomore when he gets to college and now graduate with his master's. Please tell me what the downfall is in that. Not only do you get the chance to get your master's by the time you leave college, not only do you get to graduate high school with a possible associate's degree or whatever the lowest degree is, not only do you get the possibility to graduate high school with a degree already, because some kids are going to graduate high school and they're not even going to go to college. So why would it hurt for them to reclass in high school, graduate with a degree, and go get a job? Please tell me how the reclass hurts. Since everybody got so much issues with the reclass, I'm waiting for somebody to please, and I don't care, we can go live together. We can go live together. But please come with your facts because I got mine. I need somebody to please explain to me. Tell them, B. I need somebody to please explain to me why all of y'all dinosaur-minded mother keep saying that the reclass is not a good thing. And don't tell me because we didn't used to do it. Motherfuckers, we old. We're old. I don't care how young we dress. I don't care how YN we look. We're old. So stop talking about what it was when we're here now. And now it ain't the same, bro. It ain't the same. And if you're a coach out here and you're telling parents it's the same, I feel sorry for them parents because you're going to be already leading them down the wrong road. You knew it was coming, DJ Jarrell. But yeah, man, come on, bro. Y'all, listen, stop with the old narratives because we live in new times. Stop with the old narratives because we live in new times. Point blank, plain and simple. And if you got parents out here and you're listening to these dinosaurs and they're giving you the wrong information, parents, if you got coaches telling you not to reclass, they're giving you the wrong information because the reclass benefits you. I'm telling you that right now. The reclass benefits you. And anytime anybody wants to get on here and debate me about the reclass, by all means, please do so. Because I can name a lot of kids that reclassed and it benefited them. I can name a lot of kids that didn't reclass and it was a struggle. Because again, I'm going to say it. As a coach, they're always going to take the older, more experienced, more developed. Point blank, plain and simple. So if you're coming out of high school, you better have D2 in your plans. And if you think you're too good for D2, that is real funny to me because Ole Miss's quarterback, before he got to Ole Miss, was a D2 national champ. Carson Wentz of the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm glad we got rid of that bum ass nigga. We should never put him in over Nick anyway. But Carson Wentz was at a D2 North Dakota. So for those of you that think you're too good for D2, go ahead and fill out some job applications. Go ahead to some temp agencies. Go ahead and get with mom and dad if they have a company that you can go work for. Because let me explain something to y'all, and I'm going to get off of here on this note. And I heard a Coach Obi, as a matter of fact. Coach Obi said this to me in my interview. Coach Obi said this to me. And we were talking about kids who thinks they're better than what they are. And I tell this even to my own son. You are what you're offered. If all you got is D2 offers, you're a D2 athlete. If you got 7 D2 offers and 2 D1s, guess what, bud? You're a D2 athlete. If you don't have D2 offers, you got D3 offers. For whatever reason, work ethic, skill, size, whatever the reason is, you are what your offer is. If you think you're better than your offer, your ass might as well go ahead and fill out some applications right now. Because I tell kids this right out the gate, even my own. Put the portal in your plans. Put the portal in your plans. Go D2, get your film right, get your work right. Because guess what? If you go D2 or even if you go JUCO, we see what the colleges are doing. They're going to the transfer portal, then they're going to JUCO. I talked about this last week. They're going to the transfer portal, then they're going JUCO, then they're going private school, then they're going public school. Whether you want to accept it or believe it or not. So I don't care what high school you go to. I don't care if you go to private. I don't care if you go to public. I don't care if you go to LSA. I don't care if you go to Woodbury. I don't care if you go to St. James. I don't care if you go to Phoebus. I don't care if you go to Culpeper. I don't care if you go to Easterview. I don't care where you go. If playing college ball is something that is serious to you, I am telling you right now, I am looking you parents dead in your face, show your kids this. I'm telling you right now, if playing college ball at the D1 level is in your plans, the portal better be too. With that being said, man, it's your boy. I'm out of here, man. Samson, the bad guy. Y'all know the vibes. You know the energy. Hey, I need you dinosaurs to stop with the bullshit. I'm going to have Sean, a comedian gunner, pull up on you niggas and tell you niggas, welcome to the show, baby, or welcome to the show. Stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit with the, well, when we. You're a fucking dinosaur. In fact, I want you to, all you guys that say, when I went to school, I want you to think about your first car. Go on Google. Look up the year of your first car. You do know anything over 20 years is a fucking antique. Look up y'all's first car and see if your first car was an antique. Because if your first car is now an antique, if your first car when you were in school is now 20 years old, shut up about when we went to school. Because nothing's the same. The cars aren't even the same. But y'all expect recruiting to be the same? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I'm glad you said that, Derek. I'm glad you said that, Derek. That's going in the vault. And I think you know why. But I'm glad you said that, Derek. And you are. You're missing out on a lot of tools. And I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. A lot of y'all don't allow the reclass because you're in a hurry to push your kid out the door. But what good does that do them? You're pushing them out the door to come right back. Because the world's fucked up. Protect them while you can. On that note, man, I'm out of here. Do what's best for your child. Some kids aren't mature mentally or physically. Facts. And speaking of which, welcome in LSA's middle school head coach, middle school director, my man Stephen Gabriel. So again, we're taking all kind of middle school kids. If you want to play middle school, private school ball, if you don't want to deal with the new VHSL middle school rules, hit up my man and he'll get you right. It's not a game, man. Right, Rich. Hey, Rich. See, Rich, every time I get ready to get off, Rich waits till I get ready. Rich think he's slick, y'all. Rich waits till I get ready to get off the live to want to pop up and say something that he know I'm going to agree with. But this is why I rock with Rich, and this is why a lot of people don't like Rich. This is why a lot of people don't like Rich, because he speaks the truth. Rich is speaking from experience, y'all. Start listening to the man. Don't let your emotions get in the way of common sense. People saying that they didn't read, no, you didn't have to reclass back then. And I was one of them that got held back. Because in the third grade, they said my attitude sucked. I don't know what was wrong with that teacher. I think I got the best attitude in the world. I don't know what the hell her problem was. But she said my attitude sucked. I reclassed in the third motherfucking grade. Not by choice, by force. I'm just being real. She said I wasn't mature. My attitude wasn't mature enough. I can't make this up. Y'all know I don't cap. Not even about myself. So again, man, stop talking about we didn't this and we didn't that, bro. Real rap. On that note, man, I'm out of here, man. I told you I'm going to keep bringing content. Whenever a hot topic hits, I'm going to speak on it. You know, whenever changes get made in the what's the name, I'm going to drop the changes, the transfers, the move around. Excuse me. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the energy. If you're looking for promo, you know who to hit up, man. Nothing in life is free, not even me. So if you're looking for promo, you know I can run the ads multiple different ways. I can show you if you're looking for promo. We can run your ad like this promo right here. Hit my line. Cheap, but not free. I'm going to keep it a band with you. I got to charge something. But as you can see, man, we run the promo. We do our thing with the promo. And right now, we're going to go promo my bro. I got to figure out how this camera. I got these new cameras and shit. We're going to go promo my bro over here. This guy, that guy. We're going to go promo bro's joint. Pull up. Dress to impress. I don't got a whole lot of dress codes, EF, so I'm going to have to go buy some shit. I hope this is an expensive-ass award, EF. That's all I know. If I got to go buy some shit just to come to that, you know what I mean? I can't come in there looking like I normally look. He already cussed me out about that. But anyhow, y'all see what it is. Make sure you RSVP. If you haven't already got your ticket, go get your ticket. EFPN, Fiction Vision. We already seen what they do with the EFPN Classic when them two come together. It's insane. It is insane. So we know it's going to be live. It's going to be lit. Make sure you pull up EFPN. Hit up Robert EF, Robert Fennell, whatever the fuck he going by today. Hit him up and let him know you need the information if you don't got the information. Also, as we continue to promote EFPN today, make sure you tap in. All right? I deleted the other flyer, but I got this flyer. I ain't feel like hitting the up to get it again because he probably was going to cuss me out. But anyhow, coaches and players, www.efpn.net. Coaches sign up, players sign up. Again, this is not, because some of y'all slow as fuck. This is not a all-star, that bullshit all-star shit y'all be seeing people do, you know what I mean? And I'm going to keep it a band. A lot of y'all be going on these little, hold on, man. I'm going to leave it up there so y'all can write down, screenshot it. But let me explain something to y'all. I'm a hitter for hire. I done told y'all that 1,000 times. I'm like a mercenary in the youth football community, high school football community, media community, whatever you call it. I'm a hitman for hire. I don't know why I keep telling y'all this. Watch what you say about my peoples when you go on these funky ass, low level, bottom tier media platforms. Because if I look on your goddamn live and you ain't got but 5 people on there and ain't nobody else live, you's a bottom tier. Watch what you say about my peoples. And I see some of y'all out there copying, and y'all know how I feel about that copy shit. Listen, yeah, I can get, hold on. Y'all know how I feel about that copy shit. I was getting ready to get off, but I had a pet peeve and I forgot, but now I remember. Watch your mouths out there. Because when I get to talking, I talk with facts. I talk with evidence. I talk with proof, and I'm going to make you look bad. So watch what you say about my peoples. You ain't got to talk about me, and I notice a lot of y'all don't say too much about me no more because you don't want to go on the big screen back here. But watch what you say about my peoples, too. Because I am my brother's keeper. And I see a lot of y'all doing the copycat shit and throwing your little jabs. I would hate to dissect you niggas because I don't lose. Not on this app. I don't lose. Check my history. I control the narrative. Leave my people alone. Go do your little thing. Do whatever it is you're doing. But just leave my people alone, bro. And as always, this is a warning shot. But I think you're going to know what I'm talking about. Don't be speaking on me and mine. Don't be speaking on my brothers because they ain't bothering nobody. Do your thing and enjoy yourself. Last thing we want is a goofy-ass media beef. Well, last thing they want, because I don't mind it. I don't mind going to war. I don't mind debating. I don't mind the battle. I don't mind shooting shots. I love this shit. I'm a content creator. But that's your warning. Watch yourselves. Don't get beside yourselves. I know. But go ahead.